2024, I made it my mission to hit as many trade shows, expos, and conventions in Toronto as possible. I first started getting proper video content at FABTECH Expo in June. At FABTECH, I checked out these awesome industrial robot arms and metal fabrication hardware. Later in the month, I went to the Toronto Metro Convention Centre for CanFitPro because I was feeling a bit scrawny and needed some gains. After that, I was at the Canadian Meetings and Events Expo to check out the best in event planning and venues in Toronto. As someone who works in expos and events, I was right at home. The same can be said for Fan Expo, where I got to nerd out and check out some awesome cosplay. I needed to get a side hustle going, so I went over to the National Franchise Show to learn about franchising opportunities. After which, I went to the Canadian Pet Expo, which was happening at the International Centre the same day. I needed to do some fall decorating, so I went to the Fall Home Show. But noticed my sneakers were looking a little dusty, so I went to SneakerCon to get some fresh new kicks. I felt like nerding out again, so I went to NostalgiaCon to remember the retro days. I hit SneakerCon and NostalgiaCon on the exact same day at the Intercare Centre. It was still revved up, so I watched my friend's band shred some live music. Feeling a little frisky, I attended Taboo Show, the biggest sex show in all of Toronto. Things got too spicy, so I needed to cool off and hit the slopes at the ski and snowboarding show. Drank too much Ontario local craft beer. Next thing I knew, I was at the Royal Canadian Winter Fair, hanging out with these goats. This began the 5-day blitz, where each day in the week I attended one different expo a day. But my video skills still sucked, so I went to Profusion Expo to buy a new DJI Osmo 6 gimbal. I tested it out at OBSIDI, BFUTR, and the Waste and Recycling Show. Thought about investing in some rare baseball cards, so off to the Sports Card Expo, where I got sidelined by all these nasty Pokémon cards. The next day was the National Women's Show, despite me not actually being a woman. Bought some drinks to support some woman-owned distilleries. Then went back to Sports Card Expo and bought this first edition Charizard. Then went to FABTECH again and bought this Kuka Robotics robot arm. After which, I bought a Subway franchise. Then I went to the Toronto Auto Show to buy a Jeep Wrangler. Drove it to the NHL Fan Expo so I can get some beers at the Molson exhibit. Next thing I knew, I was in Las Vegas at Cowboy Christmas. I also tried getting to the Air Show Expo, but I was told not to take any pictures. That's alright though, because I bought these awesome custom wooden drink taps. Went back to the Outdoor Adventure Show to buy a Yeti beer cooler. Promoted some freedom and democracy. Went to the Toronto Games Expo and bought some vintage game consoles. Pet some dogs. Sometime over the summer, there was the CADC ADHD conference, but I forgot to get a ticket. That's alright, because I bought this new DJI drone and took some shots at this golf simulator before buying these kits. Then I bought this new snowboard, and I became the Joker. Bought these fabulous sunglasses so I could slay. Then I bought this horse saddle, and I bought this sweater. Then I installed a new pool. Then I bought this Lego Ferrari. Then bought these Space Marine minis, which set me back more than the Jeep. Went berserk. Bought these cute hats. Bought this taxidermy. Bought this robot. Went back to Las Vegas for the A4M Longevity Fest, where I bought this hyperbaric chamber. Then went to Anime North to appreciate some fine art. And bought some more sneakers. And bought this wood-carved map of Skyrim. Watched another live gig from my friend's band. Bought a cowboy hat. Played some indie games. Heard some Xenos. Barbecued some steak. Checked the weather. Made some bets. Bought more Lego. Tired and exhausted, I just chilled out during New Year's and played some video games. And yeah, that was 2024 and Expo Exploring. Be sure to subscribe to join the expedition.